so that you can get a book better. What do we do if we have something to say or a question, something we want to know about the book? I see how Elijah is reading the flyer. On the count of 3, everyone show me your quiet hand. 1, 2, 3. I see that Stephen's hand is up, but he's not using it now. Just like Mari is raising his right hand, John. Right, put your hands down. Alright, thank you for showing Ms. Washington how to use that hand real loud. Now show her what good listening leaders you are. Yes, Elijah? That is the title of the book. Good memory, Elijah. Kiss you great. Study in your classroom. Elijah reminded us that the title of this book is Fish is Fish. So that is how we'll know what this book is called. What part of the book is this? What about this? What about this part? Fine. And we learned the other day that the author of this book is Lauesen-Ryan. On the count of 3, everyone shout out and tell me what the author does. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I haven't asked that one yet. We're going to stop that one out together too. Lauesen-Ryan is also the illustrator. When I count to 3, I'm going to shout out to you what the illustrator does. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The pictures, so that we'll understand better what's happening on the book by the words that we're reading. I see that Jonathan is ready to listen to this story. Hilary is ready to listen to this story. But before, remember there are friends, the minnow and the tadpole. We're inseparable friends. But then the tadpole grew some legs and some arms, and he hopped out of the water. We're going to see how his minnow or fish friend felt. Well, let's read the pond. At the edge of the woods, there was a pond, which is a small body of water. And there, a minnow. Edgar, I'm going to need to move your carpet square again, buddy. Come right here, buddy. At the edge of the wood, there was a pond, which is a small body of water. And there, a minnow and a tadpole swam among the weeds. They were inseparable friends. They were always together. Then you have a seat. Edgar, he's all right. So remember, a minnow is baby fish, and a tadpole. What does a tadpole grow into? Do we remember? So that's the minnow. Do you remember what the tadpole becomes? They were inseparable friends. Look at their faces. Look how happy they look. It's okay. She's not here right now. Hilary is sitting ready to listen to this story. Angel Johnson. Edgar. During the story, we look at the book so that we can learn. Miss Washington, I might send you one. Hurricane, are you ready to go sit with Miss Washington? Go sit with her. Come help me listen. Show her how to listen during the story. Edgar, do you want to go listen with Miss Washington? Show her how we listen to the book. Show me how you listen to the story, Edgar. Thank you, Edgar. Go show Miss Washington how we listen. I need help. Come help me. One morning, the tadpole discovered that during the night, he had grown 2 little legs. Look, he said triumphantly, look, I'm a frog. Nonsense, said the minnow. How could you be a frog if only last night you were a little fish, just like me? They argued and argued until finally the tadpole said, frogs are frogs and fish is fish. And that is that. I wonder if the frog was getting a little frustrated after they were arguing with each other. Because he's not a frog yet, but he knows he's In the weeks that followed, the tadpole grew tiny front legs, and his tail got smaller and smaller. That's right, it's just a little. And then, one fine day, a real frog now, he climbed out of the water and onto the grassy bank, which is the edge of the pond water. Look at the frog, he is all grown up now. His friend is feeling now that he's leaving the pond. He is leaving. They were always together. They were inseparable friends. Now, the frog is leaving the pond. The minnow too had grown and become a full-fledged fish. He often wondered where his four-footed friend had gone. The days and weeks went by, and the frog did not return. I see Elijah is listening to the story. Aiden and Jonathan. Hilary. Then one day, with a happy splash that shook the weeds, the frog jumped into the pond. Where have you been? Asked the fish excitedly. He is so happy to see his friend again. He's really excited. I have been about the world, hopping here and there, said the frog, and I have seen extraordinary things, really neat and special things. Like what? Asked the fish. Birds, said the frog mysteriously. Birds. And he told the fish about the birds who had wings and two legs and many colors. As the frog talked, his friend saw the birds flying in his mind, like large, feathered fish. Do these look like the birds that we see? Has this fish ever seen a real bird before? This is what he's imagining and picturing in his mind when his friend is telling him about this. What else? Asked the fish impatiently. He wants to know right now what else his other friend has seen. I see Jonathan is sitting and listening to the story now. Jonathan and Andre are listening. Stephen is listening. Hilary. Edgar.
Andre's listening very well.
I see Jonathan's quiet hand. Yes, Jonathan? Alright, we're going to listen to what the frogs saw outside of the pond now. Cows, said the frog. Cows. They have 4 legs, horns, eat grass, and carry pink bags of milk. Excuse me, Tamara. Stand up, big boy. Point it in. Okay, buddy, just put it down for now. So now, what is the fish picturing? Is that what our cows look like that we see? Do our cows have fins? Yeah, they don't have tails like this. Do they have gills? Do they eat seaweed? No. They eat the grass and just like the seaweed. Yeah. Alright, let's keep reading to figure out what else he saw. And people, said the frog, men, women, children, and he talked and talked until it was dark in the pond. Aiden. But the picture in the fish's mind was full of lights and colors and marvelous things. And he couldn't sleep. Oh, if only he could jump out like his friend and see those wonderful things. He turned into a frog, right? His friend is a frog, so his friend is able to hop out of the water and see it. These are all of the beautiful and colorful things that were going through the minnow's or the fish's mind, so that now he couldn't even sleep at night. He was really anxious to see these things. Looks like a family. Alright, let's read and find out what happened. And so the days went by. The frog had gone, and the fish just lay there dreaming about birds in flight. down, clear, out of the water, and onto the bank. He really was feeling very anxious. He landed in the dry, worn grass, and there he lay, gasping for air, unable to breathe or move. Help, he groaned feebly. He must be really terrified and really scared up on this bank. Look at his face. His eyes are really red. He's not able to breathe or move up on this bank. Are fish supposed to live on land? Luckily, the frog who'd been hunting butterflies nearby saw him and with all of his strength, that's right, he pushed him back into the pond. His fish must be very relieved or glad that he made it back into the water where he's safe. Still stunned, the fish floated about for an instant. Then he breathed deeply. Everyone take a deep breath. I'm so glad we can breathe again now that we're back in the water. Jonathan is listening to the story. Angel is sitting up. Aiden, Edgar. Aiden. Then he breathed deeply, letting the clean blue water run through his gills. Now he felt weightless again. With an ever so slight motion of the tail, he could move to and fro, up and down, just as the sun rays reached down within the weeds and gently shifted patches of luminous color. This world was surely the most beautiful of all worlds. He smiled to his friend the frog, who sat watching him from a lily leaf. You were right, he said. Fish is... Next Teddy Bear Classroom, I have a question to ask my listening leaders. We can look at those later, Samaje. Right now we're talking about this book. So I need my leaders to put on their thinking caps and turn on their listening ears, and I'm going to ask a question about this book.
Beggars, that's your listening ear.
How did the minnow feel when his friend began to change? And then I need you to tell me why. So I need to make sure my friends have thought about this question. All right.
Yeah, we're keeping our hands to ourselves.
Andre, how did the minnow feel when his friend began to change?
Because he jumped off the pool, but he could see all amazing things. Then he came back to see his friend. Then his friend decided to jump out the pool.
Yes, that's what happened. But how did the minnow or the fish feel? Why did they feel sad?
Left the pond and never came back.
His friend left. I see Angel's question. And Angel, how did the minnow feel when his friend began to change? He couldn't get out of the water, so how was he feeling? Good. Yeah, so he was too. Yes, Jonathan? That's right, that's what happened. But right now we're wondering how the fish felt. Remember how we looked at his face when he was in there? They were arguing and then his friend left, talking about how the fish felt. Yes, Elijah? Edgar?
He wanted to go with his friend.
Yeah, he wanted to go. So remember, we said he was probably feeling a little envious or jealous. He wanted to go to his friend. He wanted what his friend had, right? Alright, Teddy Bear Classroom, we are going to get ready for some of our transitioning, our graduating preschoolers to go to graduation practice. I'm sorry, Andre, we had someone else do it for you when you were here. Alright.